Isn't this a beautiful container planting? Y'all want to watch this video because I'm going to show y'all my plant haul that I made. I'm going to tell you all about the flowers. And in the end, I'm going to show you exactly where I put everything. It's a plant haul, y'all. Look at all that prettiness back there. Beauty, beauty everywhere. I can't wait to show y'all what I have. The other day, I made a trip to Walmart and Lowe's, and that's where I got the majority of these beautiful plants. And most of them were deeply discounted. Now let me show you what I got. You can see right off the bat, I have these beautiful pansies. I think this one right here is my absolute favorite. The white with the purple center. These just make me so happy. But I bought 2 of these flats of pansies. These should last here in my Zone 8A, Mississippi, all winter long and then on into the spring and early summer. So I bought 2 flats of these pansies. Here is a Southern Living plant. It's called Blush Pink Nandina, and it was half off. And you know, I used to kind of scoff at Nandinas before I knew anything about gardening and before I knew about how tough it was to keep things alive in your yard and to keep the deer off of the plants in your yard. And I just can't say enough good things about Nandina since I've come to the realization that they are tough as nails and will really be a big presence in your yard. So I was ecstatic to get this one for half price. This was on clearance. This is an annual. This is Vinca. I'm thinking about putting these in some containers. I bought these 2 little mums, little garden mums. I'm not really carried away with the garden mums that people get in the fall because, you know, they just do one big flush of blooms and then they're pretty much done with for the rest of the season. But I thought that these 2 little cute ones would be nice to stick into a container somewhere. Now these showstoppers. Ooh, these were on clearance. Look at how beautiful. I don't think I've grown anything this pretty all season long. This is a Rudbeckia. It's a perennial. It says full sun, 6+ hours. So this will be probably good all the way through, I don't know, 32 degrees. We don't see many 32 degrees days or nights here in Mississippi until, I don't know, maybe January, maybe perhaps a few in December, but not many. Anyway, I got 2 of these, and there may be more than, oh yeah, there are several plants per container. So I'll be able to divide these up and kind of spread them around. Isn't that so pretty? Black-eyed Susan. These are another one that in my younger days, I didn't appreciate them enough. I thought that they just looked sort of common. But let me tell you, when they're tough as nails, common is the way to go. And these should come back or reseed themselves or something, but I'm hoping to see them again next year. But yeah, $4, and there are 3 plants in each of these containers. 1, 2, 3. So I got a bunch of plants here that I need to put in the ground, and I'm going to do it today. I know y'all always hear me talking about, oh, the deer. I have deer. Deer are terrible. They're awful, and they are. There's no way around it. They're bad. They're bad around here in my garden. And they eat things up that I want to be pretty. Anything that might have a pretty bloom, well, they think it's pretty tasty is what they do, and they're going to eat it down. So I have heard people on my favorite YouTube gardening channels, I've heard people rave about this new Proven Winners El Nino Desert Orchid, a Catalpa. It's a cross between a Catalpa and a something. I don't know what it's a cross between. But anyway, it is supposed to be It's a new and very special North American native hybrid that is easy to grow. Praise the Lord, easy to grow. Light exposure, 6+ hours of sun. Fragrant, easy care, long blooming. Supposed to have those, can you see that? Blooms on it. They look kind of like, I've heard people say that they look kind of like a snapdragon. But hardiness from zones 6 to 9. And it says it'll get 5 to 8 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide. So, well-drained soil, deer resistance. I guess that's what that means. It says deer resistance. Low, medium. No, a high deer resistance. I guess I can show you better than I can tell you because I didn't know exactly what the label meant. But it says high deer resistance. So that's the main reason that I wanted to buy these. Plus, I have an area over there that just gets like slammed with sun in the late afternoon. And then the deer go over there and eat everything up too. So that's where I think I'm going to put those. The first thing that I'm going to plant, El Nino catalpas, that are supposed to be drought resistant, full sun, highly deer resistant. So we're going to put them to the test. This is like a case study of the El Nino catalpas because where I'm going to put them, it's rough, rough, rough. Let me turn around and show you. This is the area where I'm going to plant them. And you see my shadow? It's because that's the west behind me. And so this bed gets baked all afternoon long, like burn you up. But yeah, and this terrain over here, well, you know, I already dug the holes. Well, first of all, we put cardboard down, and then we put wood chips on top of them because this was absolutely wisteria heaven over here. It was just running to and fro all over this little knoll right here. So we put the cardboard down and then we put the wood chips, and I just dug holes. And let me tell you, it was pretty easy digging. I think that the wood chips have really helped with the soil. But of course, I'll continue to try to amend it with my compost that I'm making. So, yay. This is deer heaven also. I had some pots over here with sedum, begonias. Oh, just some pretty things. And the deer have eaten all of them. Yeah, there's the hole. I put a little fertilizer in it. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I mean, this sun over here is brutal. But yeah, and look, I bought these plants from Creekside Nursery. They just come in a little, I don't know, whatever kind of cup that is. And I realized that it's probably easier for planting and maybe easier for the plant to get established with not just, you know, having so much top growth and stuff. But I hope that this thing will go through the winter and come back next year because they're not cheap. This one was not on discount. So here goes nothing. I dug a wide hole. My plant is watered. I'm going to put a little more soil in here because I do not want this plant to succumb to all the winter rains and rot. So I'm going to plant it a little bit high. And with all this kind of wood chips and mulch and stuff in here, hopefully it will drain well. And I'm really not trusting what they're saying about it being highly deer resistant, especially since the only thing to ward the deer off, I mean, it just has a few little green leaves that look like they would be plenty tasty to a deer. So I think I'm going to put a cloche or something on top of it so the deer can't get to it. Right now, I'm going to plant these containers with some of the things I got from my sale items, starting with this Rudbeckia. Not that. But there were 3 of these plants in both of the containers that I bought. And so I divided them, and I'm going to put 1 in each container along with a mum, vinca, and some pansies. So let's see how this goes. I don't know. I might have to get a bigger boat. But we'll see. I don't think I need all that soil. I'm going to just take some off the bottom. I'm going to divide these vincas. Then some pansies. And then I'm going to put a little more soil around all the plants. Their root balls, make sure they're all covered with soil. And there you have it. A pre-fall container. I think I'll give this one away at the pilgrimage this weekend. pretty fall containers made with discounted plants that I divided. This is where I've decided to put the Nandina, and I'm going to put some of the pansies right there in that container. I sit in that swing a good bit, so it'll be pretty for me to see while I'm walking to my swing. This is the end of the project. Glad to have it completed.